3, 2. Hey guys, I think with Notify not streaming this Thursday evening, which is my Friday morning, I have roughly half an hour before I have to start work. That's it for today. But I've been reading up a lot yesterday, and I'd like to talk about that a little bit, and if I can manage to do things at the same time, that is, because I'm also back in the UIKit. I've got a little idea for a, let's see, did I leave it here or is it just gone? I have, all right, let's start from the beginning. My name is Jan. I live in the Philippines and I have a day job, and in my spare time I like to learn a bit of Swift UI. I'm getting to the UI part again. I've been doing this, I guess, on and off for about a year, but the on and off part is the issue. What I found was that every time I'd stop, the muscle memory fades. I have since learned that you don't have to memorize everything that you learn in coding, that it's really a question of solving problems and thinking logically and knowing where to find the answer sometimes. But at the time, I was getting really frustrated because keeping tabs in my notes on my phone of the things I learned, and then every time I went through my notes, I was like, I don't remember. I can remember, but not really. So it was always 2 steps forwards, 1 step back, and that was very frustrating. And so eventually I decided to do what I had done before, working on comics, which is a 100-day challenge. Luckily, someone already thought of that. Now, I'm not doing the 2 Straws, Paul Hudson 100 Days Coding Challenge. I'm just doing it on my own. And I've got an Angela Yu course on Udemy, and that's the one I'm following. And then every time I think of something, I'm like, oh, I want to go over this a little bit more, because the code really takes its time. It's like a 60-hour course. It really builds you up. It's really sweet, like how they start you off like knowing nothing, and then just they build you up and they start teaching you where you can find these things by yourself. And then as soon as they did that, I was like, oh, I want to learn this and I want to go over that again, but I want to do it a little bit different. I want to have that thing that I saw over there. So I started looking things up. So I keep going off on tangents, but quite frankly, it's a lot of fun, which is why I am going off on a tangent again today, and it is this little, let me show you. Oh, see that? Probably can't see this. I should probably take a picture of this and put it up over there. Yes, I should. But it's a little, it's basically the trivia app that we made became a story, like not a storyboard, like it became like a choose your own adventure, all built in storyboard. And then from that I thought, I really like choose your own adventures, but I'm really curious about the data behind the scenes, because the way we're hard coding it right now, it seems really, a lot of labor, really. That seems like a lot of work. And it's really hard to keep track of all the different branching trees when you do dialogue trees. So I started thinking about that for a bit, and then I thought like maybe I can just build a really basic but more complicated version of what I've learned. And then what I now understand to be core data, that's probably something for a little bit further in the future, but at least I can go back to practicing the UIKit. And then of course I got stuck in the mud, and yeah, but that's kind of where I'm at today, this little half hour. So what you can see on the screen is what I managed to build after overcoming some technical difficulties. Unfortunately, with having only half an hour, sometimes 2 hours a day to work on my coding, when things go wrong, and it takes a while to figure it out, like what has gone wrong, and then ultimately you realize like you're just dealing with a bug. yeah, that kind of ruins the whole day. Not my day, but like the day for learning Swift UI. So what I have here is after overcoming black screen and then rebooting and then overcoming a storyboard which was completely shrunk down, and I couldn't even see what was happening. It took me a while to even realize that everything had been shrunk down. I started over and I just tried to, remember how I had done this before without going back to all the tutorials, going over some of my notes. And so here I've managed to put in a view, which I gave a color to make things a little bit more legible. Then within the view, I got my stack view up and running, and I put in 2 top views. And now I realize that where before I started, like I put these in and I immediately started messing with the gadgets off screen here, the little TIE fighters and the diagram for constraints and alignment, and that I could just leave it like this. That didn't work at all. Like as soon as I started rotating things and like moving things around, everything broke. And I got really frustrated with UIKit because of that again. But this time what I did was I remembered, so the views will simply take up all the available space. So without constraining it, I put it in the stack view, and then from within the stack view, if I just click on it here, from within the stack view, I started messing with its settings. So there's vertical, fill equally, and that immediately moved things into place and fixed my issue. So, go me, 3 days later. Yesterday, unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time for Xcode itself, so I spent a lot of time in between work reading up. I found this really cool new app that I don't know if I can show you this, but let me just go at it. This one. This is called Interact, and through the Twitter community surrounding Swift UI or iOS developers, I forget which one. There's communities now on Twitter, and they're basically like groups, and it's I don't know, it kind of feels like a Facebook group or Discord in Twitter. And it's fun. There's a lot of stuff being shared. There's a lot of questions being asked and answered, and when you have a minute on your phone, it keeps your attention on Swift, and it's fun to go over. And I bumped into this Interact app. So when you simply go through here, you get to see all these what's this? Navigation view. Building blocks, if you will, of iOS, right? Can I actually click on all this? Yes, you can. Nirvana. Yeah, I like these two. Inudro's Bleach was good too. So you can basically have a look at some of the UIKit elements or Swift UI elements, and then you can click on this right here and you get the code. Now, most of this, of course, is all available in the Apple doc. So I think what they've done is simply made a cute little app, and they got all the info from the Apple docs and their own experience, and they just put it all together. And it's really handy to use thingy. And then you can just drop it in. Of course, you can also find a lot of this in like if we go here, Xcode itself. So Command-Shift-L, you get the library. So I guess if I just go, what kind of view is it? There's lots of views. Probably the wrong thing to say. Okay, let's just type in tab view. Okay, anyway, XML, all add-in lists. You know, you can copy and paste this as well. I'm not finding the actual tab view, so I guess that's named differently in the library. Something to learn. Anyway, back to my main storyboard. So that's kind of where I'm at. Having fun learning this week. And now, back to the UIKit madness. Okay, just under half an hour left. All right, so considering my rough sketch here, we need, I actually wanted the image on top to be like 2/3, but then I figured, let's not make things difficult with like, is it going to fit, and then changing it afterwards. So halfies it is, half-half. So this is going to be the image, and then the bottom one needs a, so this view is going to be a container. It needs a VStack. So let's see. All right, time to so is it now actually inside? No. Now it's in this one. That wasn't my idea. How can I use the bottom view? Okay, I'm gonna so let's move this over here. All right. So that didn't work. I just dropped in the stack view, and now of course it has become a third of this stack view, and the idea is to embed. Okay, so I can do that through here, embed in a view. There it is. But they're not aligned, and there's still a third. So that means this one, delete, and this one, rename into bottom view. Okay. So now this stack view has to be, I guess I have to go, so they're not aligned. So if I go here, bottom view, up. Let's just check. Okay. And here, click, and it goes. So now they're aligned to the bottom view. I've decided to make sure that this doesn't rotate anymore, so it's not possible to rotate it. So then that lets go of that whole headache. Let me just check. Portrait and upside down, and that's it. So I guess I can just uncheck that one. Does it matter? Storyboard. Okay, cool. So stack view is in. Now I need let's look at the template here. So now I need question answer well, technically those are labels. Will they get a separate view? I suppose if I do that, then I can ultimately play with colors. So we'll just do that. I need to add a UI image view. Okay, that's fine. Can I just copy and paste? Copy, paste. Does that work? Paste. Okay, weirdness is happening, but I think I know what that is now. So stack view, we go to the inspector on the right side, and the alignment is fill. Okay, and this is fill equally. There we go. Fix it. Oh, I remembered something. So now this image view cannot. Okay, so now I have the same problem as I did with adding a stack, embedding it in a view. I would like to add another stack, a H stack horizontal, and can I just see it won't let me put it inside that one. Okay, editor. I think there was also a way down here. Embed in view. Did it work? Yeah. We'll call this tab container, like that. Which means this one is not abundant, redundant. So that can go. So now I have what I want. So first, the funnest part of all, we will give it a different color. Just to help me visualize. And I think this is actually where learning UIKit will help further down the line. I started with SwiftUI a year ago or last summer, mainly on the iPad, and I had it was really fun. Like it really got me excited about learning Swift because it's just so much fun seeing immediately what you're doing on the iPad, and just and like the little games they have and like all this stuff. And then when I got back into the course proper and started learning UIKit, the one positive thing I think is that there's so much you can do to every view in SwiftUI that you would have to look up, but in UIKit it's in the editor and it's visual, and so in a way once I go back to SwiftUI, I think it will help me remember things a lot easier, what you can do, because I've done it in this visual drag and drop way, if that makes sense. Like there's more muscle memory involved with doing that, so I think that will help once I start just coding again. Even though I've also found out that with UIKit you can actually do everything programmatically as well. I always thought that that was a separate thing, like UIKit is storyboard and SwiftUI is programmatically, and then I found out that actually no, you can program everything without a storyboard in UIKit as well. Great. So many different ways to do the same thing, and then as a beginner, I think a lot of the confusion stems from this, learning Xcode, because Xcode is it's like Photoshop, like you can do anything it seems. There's all these different windows, and like so many do the same thing, but you don't know. And you don't, of course, want to start off with learning Xcode. You want to, dig in get a sprite kit game going, because that's the fun part. Alright, let's give this a color. Not purple again. What's this? Teal? Mint. Okay. Right, so now we have, I'm going to call this tab stack. Oh. Is it okay to have spaces? Like if I want to access these later, is that going to give me, or I give them a separate name in the code? Oh, anyway. This one is not aligned. Reset to suggested constraints. What is this? Undo. Oh God. Huh. Delete. Tab. Go here. Okay. It's lucky it always chooses the correct one, it seems. But I guess I should still check. Enter. Okay, awesome. All right, so now we are, oh no, we're going to have 4. We will be creating 4 little views, and then I think one of the things that I found really a pain was when you add buttons, you can set an image to the button, but it caused so many problems, like just getting the image to appear correctly, that I actually thought to myself it'd be easier to just have an image, put the button on top with nothing, maybe a label, and then just change the image underneath. So that's what we're going to do today. So I need, but then how am I going to, can I put, can I put the button, the image and the buttons in the same H stack, or is that like a Z stack on top? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Library. UI. Okay. Like that. Copy, paste, paste, paste. Tab stack. All right. Inspector fill equally. Well, that didn't do anything. Is it the size, maybe? Is it this? Okay. Let's get rid of these. This one. The triangle gives you access to the size. So 3.5. What is 3.5? It's probably its position. Width, height. Okay, little square. Let's make it a square. And then let's go to the tab for 14. So 414 divided by 4 is 103. Okay. Is there going to be a grout? Like a spacing between? 103. Okay. Container is how high? 136. Image view is 128. It's 136. Oh, like that. Okay, so now we're going to copy and paste this one. Let's try that again. Okay. Tab stack. Let's see if we can. Oh, it's already set to fill equaling fill. Okay, fill top, center, bottom. I remember seeing like a leading. Is it this one? Oh, shit. I did tab container. Or did I? Or are they maybe not embedded? Okay, well, that's my half hour. I'm going to cry in a corner and I'll see you guys